Your wife belongs in your kitchen, in your room, in the other room? Really? Mr. President, really? At this time? You know, I don't even know what to say because when I first saw this, I've been hearing this and everything, and I don't even know if many of us actually have heard. Nigerians, they said, she said. So I said I was going to listen to it myself. And of course, I listened to the interview and it was in Hausa. Unfortunately, I don't hear Hausa. So I'm going to read out the transcript. I found this on YouTube. It's by some Asuzu Blog. That's the channel. So I'm going to read this part. This was an excerpt from the interview, obviously. It says, some people have been causing disunity amongst the members of APC, and this is giving us problems. So this is because those who voted for him are not the ones that work for him. Those that didn't suffer to elect him or even have voters' cards to vote for him are the ones now sitting in top positions. Those who suffered and helped elect him are not getting posts. What I'm afraid of is the rebellion of 15 million people who voted for him. So the BBC now says, but the president knows these people didn't help or vote for him, so why is he helping those that didn't vote for him? And she says, whether he knows or he doesn't know, the bottom line is he gave those people positions. Those who voted for him know. There's nothing I'm going to tell him. After all, he himself can see that these people are not for him. Of all the people he's working with, if there are 50, he doesn't know 45 of them. So he doesn't know 45 of them. Even me, I don't know them, and I've been married to him for 27 years. I feel like a broadcaster looking up and down. Anyway, BBC says, do you know if he's going to run again after 4 years? And I think this is where the whole thing started. And she says, he did not discuss that with me, but I've already made up my mind. According to BBC, the First Lady letter in the interview said, if things continue like this up to 2019, I will not go out and campaign again and ask any woman to vote like I did before. I will never do it again. So, those are some pretty, strong words from the president's wife. So this was, what started the whole thing. And then the president, in response to that, when asked, says, standing by, that's the chancellor, Abi? Is it vice chancellor? Anyway, of Germany, one of the strongest women in the world, and says she belongs.
I don't know which party my wife belongs to, but she belongs to my kitchen and my living room and the other room.
In my kitchen, in my other room, and a lot of people have said, oh, it was just a joke or whatever. It's such an expensive joke, I'm sorry. Because it couldn't have come at the worst time, honestly. I mean, did any of you watch Michelle Obama? Honestly, I'm one of the people that will never compare, Nigeria, America, Nigeria, UK, and all of those people or whatever. But, I can't help but say that I watched Michelle Obama's speech where she spoke, I'm going to try and get that out on YouTube now, where she spoke about, Trump's, all his yarnings about, women and blah, blah, blah. And I was looking at TV like this. Like people were calling, how, an orator. Well, you may say she has a speechwriter or whatever, but she said some things that really made sense to me. And she said one of the things, there's something she said, a country is rated, or something like that, not in her words, but a country is rated by how it treats its women and children. And then for a president to just come out, I mean, I'm not saying that's the reference point, but I mean, these are people who have been in positions that are, strong positions across the world, that are recognized across the world. And then you come out and say that a woman's place is in the kitchen, because that's what it is. And I remember this argument when we were, younger, when you're having your debates, their panel of judges, blah, 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 blah. And then you're talking about, how a woman's place is not in the kitchen. And in this 2016, a president of a country, Nigeria, of over how many hundreds of millions of people would come out and say that? What does it say to us? What does it say to you, my fellow woman watching this? What does it say? What does it do for your morale? You know how many people are struggling with themselves as women? You know how many people are struggling to even come out of all sorts of abuse? And then a president? There's something I say in my day job, and I always say, when you're in authority, you don't have an opinion. So in my office the other day, so some time ago, and we're talking about, going out for, TGIF and things like that. And we were all in a setting, and a fellow colleague who, obviously she's, in some position, and she says, oh, you guys want to go to you want to go to the beach? Well, I would have said movies. And I'm like, really? You've just said everybody should go. No, that's my opinion. I said, who's going to counter it? Who's going to counter that? But for me, that's what it is. Like, how dare you? What kind of expensive joke is that? I'm here to tell you, woman, that your place is not in the kitchen. If you like to cook, you can have some time in the kitchen for your man, or for your kids, or for your family. It's optional, in my opinion. It's not a yardstick. It is not a yardstick. If you cannot cook, or if you cannot be in the kitchen, it is not a problem. As long as you and your partner, if you're married, have an understanding. There are men who have left their day jobs to look after kids and home so that their wives who have higher paying jobs can continue working. What does the president mean? I'm so angry. What does the president mean by saying that, a woman's place? That's what it means. No matter how he said it. A woman's place is in the kitchen, in the other room for sex. Are we sex slaves? Why would a president of a country say that? And then it makes me begin to question so many decisions he's made, so many things, the hurt and the pain and the hardship going on in the country today. And you're saying, does this man really know what he's doing? My question to myself, does he really know what I voted for him? I did. But sometimes I ask myself, does he know what he's doing? Because a man who has had a wife for 27 years, and you say, look, there are two parts to this. I, as a woman in my husband's home, would never come out like that and say such strong words about my husband and whatever business he's doing. That's me. And I'm not saying whether or not it is right or wrong. But in my opinion, I felt like Aisha Buhari may have needed to communicate certain things, but she didn't communicate it in the best possible way she could. That's my opinion. She was trying to send out a message to the public about the cabal and, everything that's going on in there, which I really couldn't care less about. But the thing is, I think she was trying to send out a strong message, but I think she just didn't communicate it as best as she could. And that's a snag on her part. But I'm here to talk about that statement. I'm here to tell you, my fellow woman, my fellow sister, that my place, your place is not in the kitchen. You're not a sex slave. You're not a cook. You're a wife. You're first a woman, then a wife, then a mother, before anything else. Trust me, and that's the way it works. I'm frequently heard talking about the power couple. A woman who wants to support her home doesn't stay in the kitchen. That's not where you are. That's not where your knees should be if you want to be praying. That's not where your brain should be if you want to be thinking. That's not where your hands should be if you want to be working. It's one of the many things you do as a woman, but that's not your place. It's a thwarted way of thinking, and it hurts me so bad that a nation as strong and as large as Nigeria will think that way. Because if our president thinks that way, well, yeah, speaks for itself. So I think I've been ranting for a bit, so I'm going to stop here. This is not really, look, I'm sure you guys are wondering, why is she like this today? Well, I'm not all made up and stuff. But I needed to come on this very quickly as soon as I can. I've been really busy and all of that. And we had a conversation in the office today, and I said, you know what? I just called my guy. I was like, guy, let's do this. I have some emotions I need to, put out there. And now that I put it out there, I'm going to go and take some burger, to lose weight, whatever. Don't judge. But that's it, guys. Let's talk more about this. I think this is a start of a brilliant conversation that we could begin to have. Put your comments in the comment field below. Like, subscribe, share with fellow women and men. So let's generate some kind of conversation. I want to hear what you think. Honestly, obviously I'll put up some comments on my Instagram at OroboDiva, as you know. I just want us to get talking. I want to see if we can pull out some people who actually have been hurt by this, and let's see how we can together just help ourselves. But that's it, guys, for today. And it's not a classic show, but I hope you like it. Take care, guys, and see you next week. Bye.